Good morning, Pisces. Welcome back, Dreamweavers. This morning, you see, I've pulled the spread already. So we're only welcoming in um, spirits of the light. We are anything or anyone that doesn't belong here, any spirits that don't belong here, negative spirits are not welcome. Okay? As we get into this reading, and you can see that I've pulled a spread already for you. And so we're going to try to keep this short. I've been running about 40 minutes to an hour, so I'm trying to get these readings down a little bit shorter. So let's jump right in. So the first card I pulled here was Innocence and the Future. So it feels like there's somebody in your energy who is coming in with there's an energy in your presence that's coming in with this sort of innocence, but they're fishing, so to speak. This person is fishing. So they're coming in as a friend, but they're fishing because they're trying to see what you're doing in the future. There's someone who's trying to see what you're doing into the future. They're trying to look into your future. Um it's I have a sense because I also pulled these two cards, researcher. So someone's been spying on you, doing research on you. Look at this: seeker of secrets, intelligent agent, covert, espionage, undercover. And then this one is explorer of truth, exploration, study, rigor, experiment. Like this is someone who is watching you do what you do, and they're wondering how you do it. And maybe they're seeker of truth, seeker of secrets, um, explorer of truth. It's almost like they're in disbelief that what you're doing, it's almost like, how could you do what you're doing? Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever successes that you're having, it's like they're looking at you with disbelief. So they're spying, they're looking in the background, they're trying to find out like either what your secrets are, or they're trying to figure out, like trying to call you out so that they can say, hey, look, Pisces is a fraud. Pisces is not really all these things that Pisces says he or she is. It's not true. But they're coming in as a friend. They're coming in as a friend in your energy. Right? Innocent, um kind. They may realize at this point you may have set some boundaries with them, that they know they cannot come at you the wrong way. They know that they have to they have to approach you with caution because you've already set boundaries with them. So now they're coming in and they're pretending to be a friend and not a foe. The problem with this is that, and this future card came out before with you see how she's looking into the glass ball, like she's looking into, you know, like it's magic. So there may be someone using divination to try to look into your future, to try to see what you're doing also. And then whispers of the soul. The answers you seek are within. So this person may be coming in also trying to offer you advice, but advice that goes against what you are doing. Advice that goes against your soul, against your soul's purpose. So you have to be aware of this. You may know who this is, you may not. This is somebody who's jealous. This is somebody who's a little bit envious, right? They are, because when they're not with you, this is what they're doing. You may be online, they may be watching what you're doing online. See, she's on the computer here, or he's on the computer here. Look at all this paper. Like, this is how this is how much energy they're spending in this is how much time, this is how much time and energy they're spending on your energy, looking into your energy. Look at, there's papers all over the place. So this person is someone who's a little bit scattered, right? So instead of paying attention to their own life and their what they have, what they need to do and what's going on in their life, they are paying attention to, they're digging into you. Maybe in hopes to find something that's going to help them in their life. I don't know why they don't just ask you, but maybe they don't. It seems like maybe they're not asking because they want to take credit for seeker, explorer of truth, um, exploration, study, rigor, experiment. Yeah, this is somebody who likes to, um, this is somebody that likes to dip their hands in a lot of different things. So if somebody is doing something, somebody around them is doing something, they will research, and instead of, they may listen, look to see what the person's doing, look to see what you're doing, and then kind of research and then come out and make it their own. And so, because that would make sense why they are, why not just ask you what you're doing? I'm sure, Pisces, you might share with them whatever if there was a secret, but the truth of the matter is that this is whatever you're doing, right? Some of the things that you're doing is meant for you. Like, they're whispers of your soul. Like, some of the things that you're doing just are coming naturally to you. Like, it's not anything, it's not, this is your magic. This is your, these are your gifts that are coming through, that are guiding you through. And everyone has these gifts. Everyone has these gifts to guide them through on their path, because everyone has their own soul's purpose, right? And so it's not as if, I'm going to put this aside here, right? It's not as if it's not as if somebody tapping into the future to see what you're doing, to try to research and do what you're doing, they could never do it the way that you do, because you have certain downloads that come to you. You have certain messages that come to you only, that guide you in the direction to go. And maybe the direction that you need to go is not the direction that someone else needs to go. And that's what people don't understand when they are so, quote unquote, destiny swapping. Like trying to destiny swap with someone. Your path is not someone else's path. And you may find yourself they may find themselves for a little bit being able to kind of project that they're reproducing what you're producing, but they'll never be able to sustain it. They don't have, especially if it's not their calling, right? It's not their calling, it's not their purpose, it's not It's not their own guidance, right? And of course, we can guide people, we can help guide people, but at the end of the day, they have to listen to their own intuition. They have to do, they do have to do their own research to find out and listen to their own downloads. So that they can take the path that's right for them. Because here's the thing, you've been on a path, Pisces, where you've been learning a lot of lessons, right? So let's say you've done the you've learned the lessons, burned off the karma, right? But this person still has karma to burn off, right? They still have lessons to, still have a few more lessons to learn before they can get on their path, right? Because the goal is, the reason why we have to learn lessons is so that we do not, um so that when we get the prosperity, the fortune, the um the breakthroughs, that limitless abundance, right? That's yours, that you can hold on to it, that you know what to do with it, right? So if this person, if these people in your energy haven't learned the lessons, they won't be, even if they get somewhat a little bit of that abundance, they will not be able to hold on to it. And because they still have some lessons to learn, and you can't skip over, you may try to skip over the lessons, and many have tried to skip over the lessons, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You know, it's like the person who wins the lottery, and I think I've mentioned this before. Someone who wins the lottery, right? Who hasn't gone through the lessons, the proper lessons, to be able to hold on to that type of limitless abundance. Because if you win $100,000 or you win $1 million in a lottery, that can bring you limitless abundance if you know what to do with the money. If you understand how to manage that, if you have a good connection with money. So if you haven't learned those lessons, right, you're going to squander that money away. And a lot of people win that $1 million and then they squander it away. So anyhow, but there's a sense of competition. Somebody looking into your future, you know, if you're looking into somebody's future, you are, it's kind of a sense of, you know what, I want to beat you to the punchline. I want to beat you at what you're doing. But I don't feel you engaging in that way with anyone, right? I feel you here listening to the whispers of your soul, because you know that the answers that you need to get to your abundance, your prosperity, your fortune that is coming in this portal, because you're entering this prosperity portal, and people can see this coming for you. That's the thing. And at this point, maybe the people around you, you have family, friends, you know, acquaintances, whatever, that are around you in your energy, and they see this, they see your aura, they feel this energy of prosperity coming off of you, and they don't quite understand, because you also came from this place of innocence and unknowing, right? So they probably saw you also as the fool, right? They see you as this innocent, unknowing, somebody who needs guidance, but they didn't realize that you had you had whispers of the soul. You had your higher self that you were tapping into. You had the Holy Spirit, the universe that you were tapping into, so you could tap into this limitless abundance that's for you. So you could step through this portal. And right now you are stepping, they can see that you're stepping through this portal. And maybe this is someone who tried to guide you, right? That someone was trying to guide you in a certain direction and you didn't go for it because you knew that you had your own path, that you still had, maybe you still had some lessons to learn yourself. Maybe you had, that this is the path that's for you, because when you take your path, along your path, as you step through this portal of abundance, you will have others. You will have the right people that will come with you, and you will have the right people that you will run into, that you are meant to help, that you are meant to wake up, that you are meant to that your presence will help them see. But you'll miss those people if you don't take the right path. If you're going on somebody else's path, you'll miss your portal, right? And you won't be able to be there for those that you're going to run into as you go through this portal, so that you can help them. This is you answering your call. Okay? What's that saying? Many are called, few are chosen, or something like that. Or many are called, few are chosen, I think. But being chosen means that you answer the call. Being chosen means that you listen, that you're listening to this whisper, right? Because this is a silent whisper. These are not loud things. Like, you have to be open. You have to do the work. You have to be healthy. You have to be, all the things so that you can hear this. You have to shut out the outside noise. You have to have boundaries so that you can hear this call and follow and so that you can walk through the portal. Now, this portal of prosperity is always there for you. It's there for everybody. But are you hearing the call? Are they hearing the call? Or is somebody looking into your call? If they're looking into your call, how are they going to find theirs? This never ceases to amaze me that someone thinks that they can walk through somebody else's portal. And many have done it, like people use magic, people use divination to do different things. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, right? But it can happen. It happens to you if you're asleep. If you, as the person, if you're not listening to the whispers of your soul, if you're not in touch with, and if you don't understand that the answers are within, if you're looking for answers without you, then this is something that is easy, that can happen, right? I don't know how sustainable it is for the other person, but it is something that can happen. And that's a whole other topic, but this is why it's so important for us to do this work. We hear a lot about destiny swapping. And that's the sense I get here. I get somebody that's trying, these cards on the side is somebody that's trying to swap destinies with you. Right? But it's not possible. You're listening to the whispers of your soul, and this prosperity portal, it's here for you. But you need to understand also that as you answer this call, Pisces, as you answer this call, that this is not a one-time call. This is a way of life. That's the message I'm getting for you right now, is that what spirit wants you to understand is that this is a way of life, because you, like, all this drama that we talk about, that I just mentioned, it's not like this is drama that goes away. It's just drama that, because you are here, that you have boundaries that people can no longer pierce those that they know they cannot pierce those boundaries. I think I said that at the beginning, that people know that they can't, that you have, that's why they come to you in an innocent way. Like, they come to you with, it's almost like, I'm feeling like the Seven of Swords energy, like they're being sneaky, right? So you need discernment. And discernment comes through this, listening to yourself, listening to your higher self, right? So, and this goes back to, at the end of the day, we all, no matter what anybody else is doing, right? It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. At the end of the day, it's up to us to set boundaries, because it's like it's our behavior and our response to their behavior that truly dictates how our life will go. If you find this portal of prosperity, it's not so much, yes, their actions try to take it away from you. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but it's your response to that. How are you handling that? How are you handling yourself? How are you protecting yourself? Are you focused? Do you have boundaries with people? Do you have discernment? Are you able to hear? Is your energy clear enough that you're able to hear when it's a go, when it's not a go? When spirit says go, when spirit says no. Because you see, it's not everything that glitters that will be a portal of prosperity for you. Because as you walk through, like you're getting ready to walk, or you're walking through this portal right now, but there will be many more. There'll be more elevations. There'll be more steps. Right? You see here, there's an archway here, right? And then there's a door with another archway, and probably beyond this door, there's another arch. There's more. It's limitless abundance. So there will be more doors. As you walk through one, there's another. So many of you are finding right now that you are in places where you have to leave now because you have another door to walk through. And every time this happens, there is chaos. There's a little bit of chaos that ensues around you, because either people don't want you to leave, people don't want you to move on, people are jealous, all of it. Do you have boundaries? Are you connected enough with your higher self? Are you high vibrational? Are you listening to your higher self? Are you listening to yourself? Are you listening to looking for answers outside of you? Because people will bring you answers that sound good, that are in their best interest. And that's just life, right? Most of the time, that's life. So we need to be aware of that, right? And I'm not saying everyone, so you need to be able, that discernment is key, to be able to discern when someone is telling you something that's in their best interest, or is it really in your best interest. So again, no matter what anyone tells you, no matter what anyone says to you or how good it sounds, you need to be connected to the whispers of your soul, because the answers you seek are within you. And no matter what anyone says, that yes or no is going to come from within. It's not from them. Okay? All right. So now we're going to get into the spread real quick, and I love this spread. All right, we have the 6 of Pentacles here. And you're coming from a time, Pisces, where you are looking for you know, as you step through this portal, you know, you're going to remember, like, there was a time when people used to maybe breadcrumb you. Maybe you had to, you know, you needed others to help you, right? You needed other people to share with you. And maybe everyone was not always willing, for whatever reasons. Maybe sometimes, and when you think back on it, maybe you're going to think, sometimes you're going to look and you're going to see maybe it was good, because the people that decided not to help you, maybe they were there not to help you, right? So it's all in it's all in your mindset and how your point of view and how you look at things. Maybe they were meant to help you. Maybe the way they helped you was by not helping you. Okay? So as you step through this portal of abundance that you're going to have, you're going to be also called to help others. And you can see the spread here. Like, I mean, right now, you know, Ace of, you have, and we're going to go over this. Let me, well, you could just see it. We'll get into it. But you have the Ace of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 3 of Cups. Like, obviously there's some huge celebration coming, and you're not doing it by yourself, right? So this is the prosperity portal that you're getting ready to walk through, or that you're walking through right now. But you're coming from a place where maybe people breadcrumb you. So to me, this is, the message is, again, it's discernment, because as you're walking through this portal, you're going to have more than enough to help yourself and to help others. And it's just a reminder that, I guess this is just a reminder that you're going through to help others. You know, more than anything is what I'm hearing, and to be mindful that helping others isn't always going to be handing them money. Sometimes it's going to be handing them your time. Sometimes it's going to be handing them, giving them a little bit of advice, right? Which is something that you always do. But Spirit wants you to take a good perspective with you about the times when people breadcrumbed you, right? Because as you step into this energy, this new energy, this limitless abundance, you don't want to have the appearance of, or you don't want to be breadcrumbing people. The thing is that you have discernment. You can say yes, you can say no. You have a discussion with your higher self. You can say, yes, I can do this, I cannot do that. Just because you have limitless abundance doesn't mean that you have to give it all to everyone. But no breadcrumbing. Either it is or it isn't. And I feel like you know that because this is a lesson that you've learned, but it's just a reminder because you know, sometimes we get just because if you if so what's that saying? Like if someone is um nasty before they have money doesn't make them any less nastier because they have money, right? And I'm not saying that you're nasty, but sometimes we come from places and things have happened to us and we want to make sure that we're releasing those burdens and getting a right perspective on things that have happened in our lives, right? um and this is clarified by the page of swords here. I just feel like you came out of this energy swinging. Like, it took a lot to come out of this energy. You had to find your voice. You had to find you had to find the courage. You had and then here's the magician, right? You had to find your magic. And then you had to realize that the magic was always within yourself to create this abundance, this prosperity. So, just a warning, I guess, to make sure that you're using this magic, that you always use this magic for good. That you're always listening to your inner self to use this magic for good. Because, there have been many occasions where people, you know, start off using their magic for good, their abundance for good, and then you get around the wrong people, and the next thing it all goes down the tubes. And that's going to be a clue. If you see your money starts getting funny, that means you're around the wrong people. I really feel that's the message here, is to stay connected to your higher self. Because here you have the 8 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles. That's you, self-made. And then your energy, the King of Cups. You're 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 in this beautiful energy, this balanced energy of giving, leadership, intuition, self-made, coming from the coming from the 8 of Wands. And when I say coming from the 8 of Wands, I mean like people are. This is to other and to you it probably doesn't feel this way, but to everybody else this looks like rapid motion progress. This looks like you did this so fast, right? Like you've come from this energy of asking for help to being self-sufficient, to the point where you have limitless abundance to also now help others. This is beautiful energy. And it feels like today's message is really about boundary, making sure that you hold your boundaries with people, discernment, and listening to yourself and listening to your soul. Your soul's calling, always. Not being so much worried about the drama that people around you are creating. All right, Pisces, we're going to close this out. I had or pulled the top card here, and this card says, this is the soul's truth. What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? Exactly. Make sure those boundaries are tight right now as you're stepping into this abundance. Okay? We all need boundaries in our relationships because you're not somebody else's pot of gold, okay? Um you've been there before where you were the Queen of Cups in reverse and you've gave everything to everyone and that didn't serve you well, did it? To create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our own needs, desires, and feelings and believe we are worthy of them. In your relationships, it's essential to know where they end and where you begin. When we separate our energy from others, we gain clarity about what we really want. Then we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves. If you are an empath, you can still be compassionate towards others without taking on their stuff. It is safe to trust that you are not here to fix anyone. Today's mantra: I have everything I need within me now, and so do they. I am worthy of my needs, and I set boundaries based on what's best for me. Period. Right? Like, you can still be empathetic, compassionate, without taking on their stuff. And yes, this brings, when people have been used to you taking on their stuff, yeah, this brings drama, right? But when you have boundaries, you see how I put these cards on the outskirts? You can, it's not that this energy doesn't exist, but you can just keep it outside of you. That's their energy. Let them, I'm sorry, I just hit the microphone if you heard a noise. But that's their energy, and we're going to let them keep that energy. We're not going to take that on from them, right? And worry about it. You're just going to stay on your path and keep doing what you need to do. And you're going to do what's best for you and still be compassionate and empathetic towards others without depleting yourself while still listening to your soul's truth. All right, Pisces, thank you for being with me today. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Keep weaving that dream, Dreamweavers. I will see you in the next one.